All right, how's it going out there, folks? Rooster here in Tennessee, roostercb.com. And going to do a little video here today, go over some of the radio inventory I currently have in stock and talk about each one of them a little bit. Not going to go into great detail about every one of these radios, but I figured since I had a little bit of inventory sitting here right now, I'd talk about each one of them a little. And obviously, this isn't everything. Some of these we have multiples of, and some of them there's just a handful of, but a little bit of everything. Pretty good variety here. So again, figured it'd be a good time to sit and talk about it. And what I'll do is just pull them out one at a time and put them at the front here, and we'll talk about some of the features, details, and maybe even recommended amplifiers to run these into, because that's one question I get a lot is people asking about amps, and they ask me what amp would be a good fit for their radio. So some of them, there's a couple different choices you can have, and some you're pretty limited on what type of amp you can run. So that being said, we will get into it here. Got, like I said, a little bit of everything, pretty good variety. Again, if you don't see it on the website available, most radios have the pre-order or prepay option available. And again, that's not to where I don't have that set up to where I don't have to keep inventory. It's mainly set up just to meet the customer's demands. I always keep inventory, but some radios sell out pretty quickly, and that's your best bet to get a radio. So that being said, let's get on with the show here, guys, and we'll just start down here to the left. Now, I don't have all the Anytones in right now. The Quad 5 N2s are out of stock, but I do have a Quad 6 all the way. Now, these radios, as I've said before, they do a ton of average power, so you have to be kind of cautious with what you run these into. I would recommend no less than a straight 6 2879 standard. That's if you just get it tuned and ready. If you get this radio done all the way, it's going to do about 20 or 30 watts more average. I would recommend no less than a 6-pill 2879C. So if you get it ready to go, tuned and ready, however you want to say it, 6-pill standard will work. If you want it all the way, like this one is, 6-pill 2879C. They do about 100 watts average all the way, 125 to 150 PEP. Tuned and ready, I think they do about 80 watts average and about 100 to 105 PEP. Sideband, AM, good little radios, compact radios. Also sell the mic adapters for them. But there's demo videos of these out there you guys can check out. This is the Quad 5 Plus. Yeah. My personal favorite Anytone. This one's done all the way. Regulator, final upgrade, and the average power mod. And it does pretty good. It does about 35, 40 watts average, 80 to 90 PEP. Whereas they generally, if you just get one ready to go, they do about 60 PEP. So the way this one's set up, you'd want to run it into a straight 4-pill 2879, Fat Boy, Carl Built, whatever. You could probably use a 2-pill 2879C and be okay for the bare minimum. Trying to think what else you could run it into. Probably going to be my two recommendations. Maybe like a 6-pill 454 maybe would even be a good option. Good radios, AM, sideband, multiple channels, echo, basically everything you could want in a radio. Okie doke. So Uniden, these are really popular. Everybody that's got one of these likes the heck out of them. I think I've just got this one in stock right now. So variable power, tuned, echo, Ranger echo board in it. These are for your low drive amps, one driving 4, one driving 2, two driving 8, and so forth. 10 watts average, 9, 10 watts average, 35, 40 PEP. Nice radios though. Really like the little Uniden 78s. They're loud radio. Cobra 29 LTD Classics. I don't even think I have these on the website. This is the AM FM version. So when I get them up there, I'm probably going to have them on sale. I think there's 3 or 4 that are done right now, and then 3 or 4 more that could be done. Probably just going to make some folks some deals on these. Try to get people in a good tuned up radio with variable power for less than $200, or maybe $200. Probably like $199.95. So I'm going to put these on sale when I get them up there. These are the new ones with FM. They do a good job. Some people aren't fond of them because you can't put a VFO windup in them. Or if you can put it in there, I don't think anybody's figured it out yet. So not like the old school ones you can put a windup in. So that's a major drawback for some folks. But still, basically the same radio, just they added FM, changed things around a little bit. Good old Cobra 29. Okay, getting into the strikers here. Probably the most popular brand of radio out there right now. Them and Ranger kind of running neck and neck. Those are the front runners for well, I can't say that because the Anytones are pretty damn popular too. So I can't really say that they're the biggest front runner, but Striker, Anytone, Ranger, I mean, they are leading the way right now. Galaxy and Connex, still a lot of people's favorite, but to me, my opinion, they are a little bit behind these guys as far as popularity right now. So 447, got a couple of these in. Popular because the size of them and the amount of power they do. They're like 100 watts PEP, give or take, 80 to 100 watts PEP. They sound good. They've got a pretty distinct kind of sound to them. You can generally pick out a 447 if you know what you're listening for. And they do good amplifier-wise. Straight 4-pill, standard. 6-pill, you could kind of loaf one, straight 6. But AM only. They don't have sideband. That'd be the drawback for some folks. But really nice little radios. For a semi-compact radio, they do a good job. Same size as like a Quad 6 or whatever. Anytone Quad 6. Had somebody ask me earlier about this. 497. This is also a very popular one. They do really good PEP numbers. Pretty mild on average. But they're loud. They have a really good receive, really good sound to them. 125, 150 watts, PEP, generally what you see on one of these. So a 4-pill, you'd be pushing it pretty good. May even consider stepping up to a straight 6 if this is the radio that you like. They do a great job. Just a really good sounding radio. Pretty large. They don't have a big amp section or anything on the bottom, but physically they're a pretty good size radio, bigger than the 447. So it's basically like a souped up 447 is kind of what they're like. Same features. They're both AM. They don't have sideband on them. So if you want sideband, this is definitely not a radio for you. But these are nice radios. They're really popular. I have a hard time keeping these in stock. Somebody was asking me earlier if I have one. So this one may sell after I get the video posted. And if any of these are showing out of stock right now, guys, been a busy week, and I will update the inventory after the video here to make sure that it's accurate. So, and also, again, you guys can always pre-order most of these, prepay. We got a pretty quick turnaround on them. So, let me get this one back in there. Good radios, though, the 497. So now we're getting into the 655, 955. 655 right here. It's basically a 955. It's just AM. They don't have sideband on them. They essentially the exact same radio. If you want one done all the way, this one is not. But for the extra cost, it could be if someone's wanting it. This one's just tuned, ready to go. You can still do the all the way mods to them. AM regulator, final, average power mod, and they're going to perform just like a 955. I think I've actually sold one of these. Maybe one done all the way, but a lot of people like them just tuned and ready, and that's fine. You can drive them into a straight 4-pill, straight 6, 6-pill 454, 8-pill 454. If you get them done all the way, that's probably going to be a really good combination. You could even drive them into a straight 8 2879. I got one guy out there that runs his all the way 955 into a straight 8 2879 amp, and he loves it because he can run his sideband power essentially wide open and not worry about hurting his amp. So this one's just tuned and ready. Again, if it's not updated on the website, I'll get it on there. No need to really talk about the 955. I would say it's possibly the most popular radio out there right now. We've sold piles of them tuned and ready, and sold piles of them all the way. I've actually got 2 in here right now that were prepaid, pre-ordered, that'll have videos done over the weekend. all the way 955s. And to me, got the best bang for buck going out there on that right now. For the price you pay, you get a heck of a lot of radio. With the regulator upgrade, the final upgrade, and then the average power mod, they just do an excellent job. I don't know anybody that's not been satisfied that's got one of these. So if you want one all the way and you don't want to wait the 10 to 14 business days, I have 2 of these available right now. Okay, I'll change it on the website to where they're in stock. So now there is a slight discount if you prepay for one. It's not much. It's 10, 15 bucks or something like that. But if you prepay, don't think just because I have 2 sitting here, you're probably not going to get these, because, that'd be like a little cheap workaround to get a discount. So if you prepay, you may or may not get the ones that are already ready. Just depends. You may end up ordering another one to do up for you there, because I do offer a discount for people that prepay, but I don't want someone to see that a radio is in stock, and just because I have it in stock, jump over and do the prepay so they can get a discount. You guys see where I'm coming from with that? These have really taken off. These are pretty badass radios. For a lower output radio, they put out like a Cobra 29, like a Galaxy 959, 10, 12 watts average, 30 to 40 watts PEP. Do a really good job. Everybody's got these locks on. We just go ahead and put the VFO wind up in them. It'll be on a toggle switch on the back. I know some people are probably not going to like that. May use it, you may not use it, but, rather than putting several different categories for this radio, or putting a drop-down menu for what you want done to it and what you don't want done to it, figure just sell all of them the same way. Echo will be enabled on them unless you're someone that specifically does not want the echo enabled and you want to keep using the bass and treble. So the way these work, they come with the ability to have echo, but because of the nature of the radio, it doesn't come enabled from the factory. So you have to mod it and enable the echo. VFO wind up again, bell and switch on the back. Like these a lot. For me, for this type of radio, they are one of the best bangs for buck right now. If you want a radio that you can use with low drive amps. So your RM Italy's, you can use this with. Your 1 driving 4s, 1 driving 2s, 2 driving 8s. All those low drive amplifiers. You want a radio that has echo, radio has VFO wind up, variable talkback, variable dead key, frequency counter, sideband, AM. These TRE top ones are hard to beat. That's a really cool radio. So everybody gets them, likes them, and I hope that trend continues. Okay. Let's see. Move this Connex out of the way. 99 N2. Now this one is a pretty wicked N2. It was really strong. If you guys remember, I did a video a while back. It had a frequency counter issue. So I'm going to end up discounting this one a little bit because it did go to Superior for warranty. It's a brand new radio. Has been tuned up. It's ready to go. Very stout, very strong 99 N2. But it had a freak module issue or frequency counter issue, some bad connections. We just sent it back for warranty and let them handle it. And Superior has sent it back to me. I just got it back in a couple of days ago. You want to run these minimum with a straight 8 2879. Okay? You could go to a straight 10 to be a little bit more safe, but at minimum, a straight 8 on one of these. Before I told people, 4-pill 2879C, you'd be driving the piss out of it, but here's what ends up happening. If you're careful, you can get by with it with a 4-pill or 6-pill 2879C. Well, what a lot of people do, is turn the RF power up too high on sideband, and you end up killing your amp because the radio does too much average on sideband. So, cool radios come with the SRA 198 AM sideband, basically everything you could want. The 99 series radios, to me, they're right up there with the Strikers. Striker doesn't make a radio that does this kind of output. That's where Ranger's kind of got the upper leg on Striker right now. The high output radios Ranger owns. I mean, they're killing it with the high output radios and the low output with that Texas Ranger radio. Striker doesn't have anything that falls into that category. Your Strikers are all 80 you know, to 130 40 watt radios, 150 with the 497 or whatever. Your Ranger, you have a lot more variants in that. Let's see if we can slide this guy back in here. Connex 46 Turbo N1. I need to get a video done on these. I think they do 350, 400, something like that. I don't recall. I just really need to get a video done. I've been meaning to do one for a while. I got a couple of these in, so need to get a demo video done. Pretty cool radio, essentially a 3300 HP with a big old amp section on the bottom of it. So put you in mind of the old 4300, 300s, kind of what they were reminiscent of, what they were trying to do here. So need to get a video done on that. I think you'd need like a 10 or a 12 pill to run with it, but we'll see how it does in the test video. Okay. This is another one that I need to video. If I can slide it down here. This is a new one, FFB6, essentially a 99N4 style radio with a Longhorn amp section, I believe, is the combination there. I may have that flip flopped. It might be a Longhorn radio. No, I think it's a 99N4 type radio, Longhorn amp section. So I believe they do around 600 watts PEP. We will test it, get a video done on it. Pretty excited about that. I've only got one of these in right now, so we'll see, you know, kind of how people respond to it. If it sells fast, I'll get a couple more in. But looking forward to it. 6-digit on the freak counter, something people always complain about with these sideband radios. They want that 6-digit there. I get it. I mean, if everybody was on frequency, you wouldn't really need it, but everybody's not, so it's kind of handy to have. Again, I think this is about 600 something watt radio PEP, but we'll get a video done on it here and see here next couple of days. Should be a nice radio though, FFB6. Alrighty, Longhorn. I've got one of these that's prepaid for a friend of mine, and this one is available. So you guys kind of know the story on these. The Mac Daddy of Ranger mobile radios right now. 800 watts PEP. You're going to want to run like a 24 pill with one of these. That seems to be the good combination. Friend of mine locally runs that combo, and he absolutely slaughters with it, does a great job. He's ran it on his base, he's ran it in his mobile, and I know a couple other people run that same combination. Longhorn into a 24 pill. Just seems to work really, really well. So that would be my recommendation for it. It does have sideband, AM, FM, as you can see on the front of the box here. They do a really good job. Once they're tuned up, they become a real powerhouse. A thermally activated fan. I do have one of these available, and I just had somebody ask me about these the other day. So if you're the person that asked me if I had one available or when I would have one available, I have one now. So we'll get the website updated there. Good radios, though. Killer radios. Oh, let's see if we can get back in here. 99M1. I do have one of these. To me, this is like Ranger's answer for 955s and 497s. It does really good output, 40, 50 watts average, 140, 150 PEP, maybe even a little bit more. They're a killer radio. Really good job. Only thing I don't really like is once they're tuned, the red switch really doesn't have any purpose. It doesn't make much of a difference on anything. It's just kind of a limit set for your dead key. But sideband, AM, echo, channels, everything you could kind of want with one of these things have. They don't have a big amp section on the bottom, so they're I wouldn't say compact, but they're kind of standard size. Good radios though. Really like these radios a lot. So have one of these available right now. Have sold 3 or 4 of them. Folks get them, seem to like them. Again, they're like a Ranger's answer to like a 497 and 955. It's kind of a hybrid of the two. Has the higher output, kind of like a 497, but has the features and everything, you know, sideband capable and all of a 955. So like the 99N1 a lot. Amp wise, you want to run no less than a 4-pill 2879 standard with one of these. Wouldn't hurt to step up to a straight 6 to give you a little bit of headroom. Alrighty, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Fan favorite, of course, Connex 3300 HP. I try to keep one of these all the time because it's just a go-to radio for a lot of people. It's basically the Cobra 29 of exports. Now, what I mean by that is not by the output or anything. It's just they've just been so many of these sold. They're popular. I mean, truck drivers, people in general that are, barely familiar with the hobby, or they know of a Connex 3300 HP. I mean, it's a household brand. Everybody knows what a Connex 3300 HP looks like, and again, they're kind of the base level for export radios. Now that said, they do put out good power, 40, 50 watts, maybe even more. So you're going to want to run these into, bare minimum a 2-pill 2879 standard, 2-pill 2879C, and build up from there. So you would start with a 2-pill 2879 standard. Let's say you want to go bigger. Well, you would need an amp that you could drive that into. So you'd need like an 8-pill 2879C from there. So just think about that when you guys are starting out with a radio. The radio that you pick is going to kind of determine how the rest of your station goes. You're not going to buy one of these and then be like, well, I'd like to really have a 4-pill. Well, you're pretty much screwed because this does way too much power for a 4-pill. It's like buying a Longhorn and saying, well, I'd really like to have an 8-pill and do, 1900 watts. You can't do that because your Longhorn does too much power. Same thing with the Connex here. You can't get one of these. People do it, but they end up having trouble. You can't get one of these and run like a 2-driving 8 because you're eventually going to kill the driver section in your 2-driving 8. So properly plan ahead when you're thinking about your station. Kind of have in mind the kind of amplifiers and everything else you want to run, because your radio is going to determine that. Ironically, the radio is probably the least important part of your station. I mean, you're not going to hear that from a lot of people, but when you're picking out a radio, the main thing you want to get is something that sounds good and has the features that you're looking for. Don't buy a radio, try to tell people based on power output, unless you have a specific idea for your station. Now, if you're someone that knows that you want to run a 24-pill and you don't want to have all the drivers and everything else in line, then by all means, the Longhorn is going to be the best option for you. But, again, the main thing with picking out your radio is something that sounds good and has the features you're looking for. Don't let power output and stuff really determine that for you, because at the end of the day, I can take this Uniden Bearcat over here, this Uniden 78 LTX, and I can put it with a 1-driving 4 going into a 24-pill and talk anywhere that this Longhorn will going into a 24-pill. This is a $1,000 radio, and this is a, $250 radio. So, just because you buy a more expensive radio, you're not going to talk, further than the cheap one with the same antenna and the same power. A lot of people get confused and think, oh, if I spend $2,000 on this radio, then I'll be able to, talk where this $200 radio can't. Nope. Same antennas and same amplifiers. The cheap radio talk just as well. So, next in line, 3400 HP. So this one's actually had a max mod put in it. Plan on doing a video on it here in a couple of days, show you guys the difference with the max mod. It'll be a little bit more expensive than what the standard one is, since it's had the max mod done, the regulator upgrade. This is my favorite Connex out right now, the 3400 HP. Like the signal meter, like the knob layout. I like how the mic gain, RF gain, is over here to the left, and you talk back, power, echo, and time over here. Just a really cool radio. Like the front mic jack. Not really anything I don't like about these. They sound good. Easy to operate. Nice large signal meter, makes them stand out. So these right here, my favorite Connex. It'll be interesting to see what this one does with the max mod upgrade done to it compared to what one without it does. I think without, they're like 50, 60 watts. Probably going to be a 70 to 80 watt radio with it. So that's going to push it up to like a, you'll want to run like a 4-pill with it. 4-pill 2879, 6-pill 454. and so on. So, you know, if you were wanting to run one of these and you're wanting to set up like a pretty good size station with it, your chain would look something like this. You would have this radio going into a 4-pill 2879, probably going into like a 16-pill or 24. You know, you wouldn't be able to go this into a 4 into a 12 or what have you. Maybe a 12C, you might be able to get by with that. But again, just kind of reiterating what I was saying earlier. When you pick out a radio, kind of think how it's going to affect the rest of your station, what kind of amps you're going to be able to buy for it. And that's one reason why I'm doing this video, is to give you guys kind of some insight on that, because it's a common question I get, you know, about what kind of amp to run with what radio. So 4-pill 2879, 6-pill 454, that's going to be the ballpark you want to be in, most likely with the max mod done. Now without it, you can get by with 2-pill 2879C. You might even get by with a 2-pill 2879C with it done. I just need to kind of see what kind of average power it does. Okay, down here on the end, Galaxy 94. So I do not carry the 98 VHP, and I'll tell you guys why. Because my kind of slogan, I guess you'd say, is if I won't run it myself, I don't want to sell it. And I will not run a Galaxy 98 VHP. I've seen way too many failures with them. Sorry, Galaxy. They're ticking time bombs. Don't care for them at all. Have had nothing but good luck out of the 94s. They do a good job. And I just don't see the point in buying a 98. They're unstable. Once they blow up, it's hit or miss. Whether repairing them will keep them back together. Sometimes you can repair them and they last 3 or 4 more years, and sometimes you can repair them and they last a month. So once a 98 gives trouble, it's best, you know, the amp section is where they have the trouble at. So don't care for the 98 VHP. Do like the 94 HP considerably. Now you want to run one of these, most likely going to want to run it into like a 6-pill 2879 at the minimum. Going to be a killer little setup right there. One of these straight into that. And I've sold a bunch of these. I have, I think, 2 of them in stock right now. Have sold a bunch of them. People get them. They like them. Has the large S meter on it. Just a really good looking radio. Big fan of the Galaxy 94. Again, I can't say the same about the 98. So kind of a letdown with the 98s. A lot of people may like them. You may have a 98 VHP and think I'm kind of a jerk for talking about it that way, but I just haven't had good experiences with them. So when I have a bad experience with something, I'm not going to carry it and sell it just because people are asking about it. So I was kind of like that with the 6 pills for a while, long time. I had some bad experiences with 6 pills, but my faith was restored by Carl and Fat Boy that the 6 pills were good and stable now, and now I've sold a bunch of them. So if anybody can ever restore my faith in a 98 VHP, then I will I'll start carrying them again. But until then, we're just going to stick with the 94. Not pictured. So not pictured, guys. Some base stations coming in. The 69 Plus. Those that are coming in have already been prepaid for. I'll have another wave of them coming in soon. I can offer a little bit of wholesale pricing on those for people that want to buy them stock. Really cool radio. RCI 69 Base Plus. It's essentially a 99N1 in the base model. Also coming in, and I've already got these listed up for prepay, is the new high power 2995. Now I'm expecting those to do probably about 250 watts PEP. They come with a fan kit on the back of them, it looks like, and hoping to have those in the next couple of days. So we'll have those, have them competitively priced. Along with the 69 Base Pluses. I'm hoping to get another shipment of them in soon, because the shipment I have coming has already been paid for by everybody. So everybody reserved their, as soon as they found out I was getting more of them, some people hit me up and reserved them. So those are the base radios I have coming. Also, Anytones, looks like in the future I'll be able to offer you guys some wholesale pricing on the Anytones. They'll be stock, unconverted, unmodded or anything. So that'll be the Quad 5 N2s, the Anytone Quad 6s, the Aries 2, and the Quad 5 Plus. I'm hoping to get all 4 models in. That way I can start selling them kind of wholesale as well as, tuned up and ready to go. So I do a lot of business with a lot of smaller operations out there, some smaller shops, some guys that do it from their house and stuff. And, they don't necessarily have the credentials to get involved with some of these bigger companies um, to be distributors for them and stuff. So I like to kind of help out folks like that because, look, I mean, I'm not the biggest radio business in the world or even on the East Coast or anything like that. But I remember when I was getting involved, trying to get set up with a lot of companies, and they wouldn't sell to me just because I didn't have a history of, a bit enough business history or enough other people I was doing business with. So it's like the more companies you do business with, the more people want to do business with you. But if you don't have a lot of companies that you're doing business with, then they don't even want to give you a shot sometimes. And lo and behold, now, almost 15,000 subscribers on YouTube and what I would probably call a fairly successful, radio business. These places are beating my dang door down. So I know how it goes. So I want to help out people that are trying to do this for a living, side money, whatever, and start doing some wholesale stuff and start hooking some people up with some deals because there's plenty of business to go around for everybody. And that's all I got to say about it, guys. If you got any questions about this stuff, let me know. Shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Email me at roostertn@roostercb.com. Check out the website, roostercb.com. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the live feeds I try to do every so often. There's a lot of stuff going on, everybody. Lots of used equipment coming up, new stuff. I will update the radio inventory tonight. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video. This is maybe the longest video I've ever done outside of a live feed. So hopefully taught you a little something about these radios and what kind of amps are compatible with them. And it wasn't a big old waste of your time. Everybody have a good night. Rooster in Tennessee. Catch you guys out there. See you. Bye.